Nashville, Tennessee, the Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Game of the Week. The Valley on ESPN. It's Belmont and Bradley at the Curb Events Center here in Nashville on the campus of Belmont University. And we can't wait to bring it to you with the former MVC Coach of the Year, Dan Muller. I'm Tom Ackerman. You want a big-time matchup? Here it is. It's Bradley and Belmont. If Belmont wins this game, they'll be tied at the top of the league. That's what you want on January 21st.
Well, game of the week, I think this is the game of the week, Tom. We got two teams top of the standings on Hawaiian shirt night in this 20-degree night, but it's warm in the Curb Event Center. I cannot wait for this game.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's start with Bradley's headliner, and that would be Duke Dean. He is some player.
Duke Dean has been what he was supposed to be coming into the season. Floor general, he's made big shots. He can beat you off the dribble, can really make shots from perimeter, guards, makes all his free throws, and a true floor general that can beat you with the ball and without the ball.
And a player on the Belmont side who has really been turning it on, their leader, Carter Witt.
Carter Witt, point guard for the Bruins, first-year player, has played his best basketball lately. He's a physical, bigger guard. Dean and Witt will be facing each other throughout the night, but similar stats, 13 points, 85 assists on the year. Witt, a very good guard rebounder. He has made big plays also, Tom. If this comes down to the end, which it probably will, it may come down to these two guys.
We saw him hit a game-winning shot. And let's get your keys to the game brought to you by Credit Union One.
Yeah, Bradley, when you guard Belmont, you have to sprint back and locate shooters. They will beat you quickly from the three-point line, and size matters. Bradley has a size advantage. They should dominate the post, dominate the paint, dominate the boards. For Belmont, it's got to be their best defensive effort of the year. They're so good offensively, but where they struggle sometimes is the defensive end. Tonight, they've got to play both ends, and then they have to keep closing. Tom, in all 6 of their wins, it's been a 3-point game or less within the last couple minutes, and Belmont has won 5 of those. Tonight will be a close game if they win. They've got to continue to close.
Casey Alexander, the head coach of Belmont. You saw him there a moment ago. Brian Wardle, what a job he's done with Bradley. Can you believe this? Each of them with 269 career wins. So one of them will be on top at the end of this, but you know what they want. They want to be on top of the league when it gets down to Arch Madness time and have that #1 seed. Witt with the floater, and the Bruins are on the board. Taking a look at the Bradley starters, starting lineups. We'll scroll at the bottom of your screen with the Braves turning the ball over, and Witt with it again, trying to split the defenders, took an extra step, but got held before that.
Heck of a start for Carter Witt there, Tom. We showcased him to start the game. He hits that little runner going to his left, great defense, and then gets fouled. Like we said, a lot of this game might come to us down to these 2 point guards, both experienced. Dean's been with the Braves for a long time, first year with Witt, but he's got a lot of experience on that court.
Here is Witt again, and Rogers is able to grab it, corral it, but a rebound snagged by Darius Hannah, and he will do that. Now Dean on the run. Hannah will take a 3 and hits, and the Braves take the lead 3-2.
Darius Hannah has added that to his game. Of course, came in as an athletic forward that could play the 4 and the 5 and has developed his offensive skill on the perimeter so that he can play with another big, or he can play inside, which we will see him in the post tonight.
Witt on the attack. Here's Pierre. He launches a 3, and the rebound by Jonovic. You know, Pierre has that length. He can also play outside, and he is guarding Hannah. From the outside, it banks in. It's Dean. Are you kidding me?
Dean's kind of got a look on his face watching him in warm-ups. He's pretty serious and intense. He knows how important this game is. Banking your first 3 in, that means the basketball gods are shining down on you to start the game.
Defense is what Bradley is known for. They can lock it down, and they play physical. Pierre slices his way through. Rogers able to clean it up inside.
Rogers, the most physical big on the Belmont team against this physical Bradley team, is a key. He struggled to finish his first attempt close to the rim, makes that second attempt. Rogers playing his best basketball in his career lately. He'll be big tonight for the Bruins.
They dump it to the corner, and it's taken away by Pierre, but the ball goes out of bounds right in front of the Belmont bench. Jonathan Pierre, the transfer from Memphis, the Hallandale, Florida native, has been a huge impact player for this Belmont team.
He has, Tom, and we both had Belmont 3 or 4 times this year, and Jonathan Pierre's length is surprising, even though you see him on film, as Hannah makes another jump. And you see Jonathan Pierre on film, you see his listing at 6'9", but his length almost gets a steal. It still can be surprising on the court.
There is Pierre, guarded by Hannah. Pierre stopped at the elbow. Walker back to Pierre. Shot clock down to 10 for Belmont. They'll work the offense, and now knocking down the defender, Davis, was Witt, and they bury a 3 on the other side from Pierre.
I think Pierre is a huge key tonight. I think we'll be showcasing him as a potential Larry Bird watch player. But his size and length against this big Bradley team, his ability to score inside and out, huge
Outside,
key.
Hannah is short with the 3. And Witt on the attack and was fouled, no shot.
He's just a very physical lead guard. We all know, everybody that plays Bradley, if you watch him, if you're a fan, you know transition is critical, as we talked about to start the game. But even that time, Bradley is back, defense is set, and still Carter Wick turns on the Jets. Little crossover there and gets the foul. The quicker Belmont can get to the foul line, of course, the better for the Bruins. Very good free throw shooting team.
Witt takes the 3, and the rebound by Davis. Long pass ahead, and missing the jam with the defender on his back was Thomas, and a foul is called.
Yeah, I thought he might have had a clean block. Hit him on the arm as he swiped to the ball. Let's see the replay here. Yeah, hit his arm a little bit there.
They get Rogers for the foul, and so Corey Thomas knocks down the free throw. Good veteran officiating crew here today. John Hampton, Robert Felder, Eric Curry.
Thomas, another big, not as physical as Jonovic. And I'm not sure how much Jonovic will be able to play today, the way Belmont plays. They're so good from the perimeter. So I think Thomas and Hannah on the court together, or Thomas and Hannah at the 5, will be what we see tonight, although Coach Ward will talk to him today as we see Lundberg take his first 3. He's talked about how much better they've been defensively and on the board since they've played the big lineup. So I think he'll commit to playing big. It's just a matter of how much the big kid can be on the court. Zeke Montgomery, as talented a guy on the court as we'll see tonight. Great finishing in transition.
Montgomery, the Louisville native, transfer from Rhode Island, and they go inside Sam Orm from the left block. He came in for Rogers. Orm, the freshman out of Carmel, Indiana, and he can do a lot of things for the Bruins.
Witt so involved tonight. Assist from Witt playing off that ball screen, and Orm is a very good player off the bench who can make threes. He is physical, and they'll need his offensive scoring tonight and his physicality against these Bradley bigs.
Connor Dillon gets it outside to Dean, missing it. Rebound Witt.
Witt's going to push it. Orm, even as a big, they really trust him to bring the ball up the court along with Pierre. We see a quick 3 in transition, and you've got to sprint back and locate, Thomas. Not good enough to get back. You've got to locate wide and get to shooters early, because they will shoot it from deep.
Belmont 2 of 5 from 3-point range. We're tied at 12. Dean guarded by Orm. And now a whistle away from the basketball, and a foul is called on Witt with the hold. It's a 12-12 game, 15-22. We are just getting started, and already fireworks from all over the court. Jonathan Pierre with the 3. Belmont and Bradley tied at 12.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now right at your fingertips here in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
BK Melts, wanna warm up? This sure helps. Classic bacon, shroom, and Swiss. BK Melt season is tasty bliss. BK, have it your way.
What the biggest companies deliver is an exceptional customer experience. What makes it possible is unmatched connectivity and 5G solutions from T-Mobile for Business. T-Mobile connects 100,000 Delta Airlines employees.
Powers Tractor Supply's stores nationwide with reliable 5G business internet.
And partners with PGA of America on game-changing innovation. This is how business goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
And Doug.
You'll be back. Emus can't help people customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. You're just a flightless bird.
No, he's a dreamer, Frank.
And Doug.
Well, I'll be. That bird really did it.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The Valley on ESPN is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Missouri Valley Conference basketball coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee. Two of the featured teams in this league right now, Bradley and Belmont. Dan Muller, Tom Ackerman. Coach, this league is incredibly deep, and we are seeing the resurgence of a Southern Illinois team, as an example, making it very interesting come March Madness time. You just don't know who's going to strike.
It is. And 20 games in a league schedule with the regular season, which, of course, the Valley's playing, you're going to have teams that get on runs, some teams that struggle. But, of course, the teams that win are going to be the most consistent, as we see these two teams here tonight. So this is a big game. I mean, this game could determine who wins this league. You never know. But obviously, well-played game so far.
Rogers back in the game for Belmont. Gets the rebound there. Off the miss from Dillon. This is Carter Witt. Walker to Orm. As they bring it around the perimeter, Lundblade missed his first three. It was a little off balance. When he squares up, he does not miss. Or at least it seems that way. Witt to Walker. Walker in the lane. A little scoop, no. Underneath Rogers. Shot clock at 2. Got to let it go. There it is. Lundblade. Oh, in and out. Rebound, Walker. And they bring it out. The Bruins do. Lundblade to Witt. What a bounce. Walker with the layup on a great feed from Witt.
Patting the Belmont offense. Just play, back cut, space. Find a guy on the cut, who Walker is one of the best cutters in the league. Great pass by Witt to get the layup and go up 2.
Dean found some room, but misses the shot off balance. And here comes Witt. Lundblade. And a couple of misses. I jinxed him already.
Well,
here comes Dean.
he's not going to keep missing, partner. I can promise you that. He keeps getting looks.
He's an unbelievable shooter. Now the attack from Hanna. And a whistle, and that ball goes in.
It gave
and
him
they will count it.
And one.
Count the basket for Darius Hanna.
I was surprised by that call to give him the bucket. The foul was on Orn right there. No, that's the right call. I take it back. Good call, but I shouldn't question these referees. Bad foul, giving up the and one. Hanna, he continues his hot start. You know, one thing about Belmont this year, Tom, is they don't run as many sets as Casey's run in the past. I think a lot of that is the new team. You don't have guys in your system as long, but it might also just be personnel. So Casey trusts this team because they have so many skilled guys in multiple positions to just play his flow offense. So when you're preparing for him, you're not preparing as many plays, but you have to prepare actions, personnel. And they are just so impressive offensively. As I've said many times calling these games, Casey Alexander, one of the better offensive coaches in the country.
And on the other side, Brian Wardle. He has a resume that shows NCAA tournaments, Valley championships, a tremendous defense, and some explosive offense. They are as complete a team as this league has. And that one gets away into the hands of Dillon. Now here's Hanna. He's on the attack, and Darius Hanna misses long. Rebound grabbed by Noyes, who has been a very good player off the bench for Belmont.
Yeah, Noyes can really guard. Sharnowski in the game, the talented big freshman. He's been a little under the weather recently, but again, they're going to need the size on the court. Terrific steal by the freshman Johnson.
And now Johnson back to Hanna. Sharnowski picks him up. Davis to Thomas. Back to Davis. And can't get it to go, but puts it back in. Basket for Christian Davis. And Bradley takes a 3-point lead.
Great call by Brian Ward. A little set. They run over the top and slip a screen against switching defenses. Belmont switches this year a ton. Not switching as much tonight as they usually do, but terrific taking advantage of that switch.
Pierre Sharnowski won't go, and a foul is called.
Yeah, you see the athleticism. He's different than Rogers. Rogers more physical, more experienced. Sharnowski more athletic, but you also see Pierre right there in his skill set. 6'9", he's driving to his left off of a ball screen and able to throw the lob pass, and a great pass as Sharnowski goes up and almost gets the and one as he goes to the foul line.
As my partner said, Sharnowski missed some time with an illness. Sam Orm also was out the game that we did here against Southern Illinois. Orm did come back right away. Sharnowski is finally back, and now all the way back. They do feel like he's well enough to play early, and he does with a couple of free throws. 17-16, nearing the 12-minute mark here in the first half.
Bradley, a lot of offensive sets. They've always had a ton. Brian Wardle does such a great job with the sets, and he gets his best players in position to score at their strengths. And then they go into a flow offense too, similar to Belmont. Great defense by Sharnowski, moving his feet against the best, one of the better offensive players in the league.
Peebles swings it right for Pierre. Working against Hanna. Coming off a screen, Hanna stays with him. Pierre behind the back. And the missed rebound, Thomas.
Very good defense by Hanna. Bradley's got a handful of these long, athletic, two-way players, and Hanna and Thomas and Davis and Montgomery.
Miss there by Thomas. Davis, rather, with the miss off the feed from Johnson.
Yeah, Davis is Bradley's best set three-point shooter. Loves those corners. He's going to knock those shots down over the course of the game.
Sharnowski off the feed from Pierre, and a foul is called inside.
Another great pass by Pierre off the ball screen action with Sharnowski rolling to the rim.
11:26 here in the first half. It's a tight one, as you'd expect, and Bradley leads Belmont by a point.
Are you joking? You're joking. Tell me you're joking.
It's a little early for jokes, but here goes. This muffin goes on vacation.
What's happening?
You said joking 3 times. That's why I'm here. Anyway, this muffin.
Well, I was just excited about my new car.
New car? Oh, you don't need a joke. You need a Jake. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent can help you choose the coverage you need.
All right, I got a show, so.
You forgot your toothbrush, Jimmy Fallon. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's more than an attraction. It's a destination.
Spend a day doing it all.
Can we go for a ride? That's amazing! So where's this?
It's all here at St. Louis Union Station.
Plan your visit at stlouisunionstation.com.
Whether your day starts early or goes late into the night, brings the discovery of something new, or just the work of getting it done, it's all easier with a little help. At Great Southern Bank, we understand the importance of having a trusted, reliable support team who can offer you helpful resources and smart options to make the most of what you have and build on it, with possibilities that inspire you to keep going. Find your support team at GreatSouthernBank.com. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
We're back in Nashville. Tonight's Birdwatch presented by Great Southern Bank. Understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. Zeke Montgomery, Jonathan Pierre in this game, and Bennett Sturtz. Let's talk about Zeke and Jonathan a little bit more.
Let's do it. Two big, versatile wings. Zeke Montgomery is averaging about 16 a game in conference, but you look at his efficiency, and Pierre also has averaged right around 14 to 15 the entire year. They both bring versatility to the offensive end, Tom, where they can make big plays late in the game. They can beat you from three. They both post up some. And just really, really skilled, talented offensive players who are also good on the defensive end. And then, of course, you add in both these teams are top of the league. guys who, if the season ended today, would be legitimate bird watch or bird recipient.
No doubt. Bennett Sturts, is anybody playing better than him right now? Drake will play tomorrow night at home against Valparaiso. There are 3 games tonight, 3 games tomorrow night in the Valley.
What else could you ask for? Belmont shows the zone for the first time. Just a simple 2-3 zone. Bradley's pretty basic against the zone, keeping Davis in the middle there. There's that length of Pierre coming into play again. You don't understand how much ground he can cover. He tips the ball, goes off Montgomery's hand. Turnover Bradley. The zone works for one possession at least.
What a great basketball game. 2 very talented teams, a high level of energy. Bradley and Belmont. Noise to Pierre to Walker. As the Bruins move the basketball, they have knocked down 35% of their shots. Bradley at 46. Witt trying to change that, hits a 3. It's the 3rd 3 of the game for Belmont. They're 3 of 8.
Yeah, Carter Witt started the year making some threes, but not a ton. He got into conference, and especially lately, and he has been really, really dangerous from the three-point line. You add that to his ability to drive, especially with his physicality, and Carter Witt playing like a guy who could be on that first team also.
The zone responding very well here for Belmont, back and forth. As they collapse and expand, Walker had a hand in the face of Dean, and now the ball gets away. Johnson to the trailer, and the miss there by Montgomery.
Yeah, Johnson comes from behind and takes away from Noise. Lucky to get that shot missed by Montgomery. Great defense in the corner. You see the length of the Bradley Braves, but you also see a quick 3 attempt in transition, as we will continue to point out. These Bruins, you better get back and locate guys, because they have multiple guys who will shoot that ball from 3.
Christian Davis goes 6'7", got the hand up in the air and blocked the shot by Noise. Belmont basketball with 20 on the shot clock. Under 10 minutes here in the first half, Belmont by 4. Rogers to Pierre.
Nice
what a pass. Noise this time lets it go, but a rebound and knocked down was Rogers. And a foul inside. They're going to call that on Jonovic.
Yeah, that's the old Rogers. I'm not going to say flop, because I don't want to say that, but let's just say that sometimes when you fall, sometimes you fall down, sometimes you get knocked down, and sometimes you choose to go down. I'm going to say he chose to go down.
Brian Wardle having a conversation about it. Bradley fans all giving the flop signal. A lot of Bradley fans here today. The donor trip to Nashville.
That's a good trip to take.
Made their way around Broadway and found their way to Curb Event Center. Pierre. A tip in by Noise.
I love Noise. I mean, Belmont, there's a reason he's in the rotation where he's at, but Noise is probably their best perimeter defender, fouling Rogers. Bad foul. Rogers has a habit of sometimes making some bad fouls, but Noise probably one of their best, or probably their best perimeter defender. He's got great length. He's going to be a heck of a player as he stays in this program, but he elevates above that rim for a tip-in. You see his athleticism. And Montgomery, this is a guy who you don't want to give an easy bucket to. Also known as foul him on a jump shot. Because sometimes guys like Zeke, they see that ball go in and it can get him going. So we'll see how he responds here. But additionally, Rogers with the bad foul. I think that's his second tonight. Is that right, Tom?
It is. It's a costly foul, and Charnowski comes into the game for Rogers.
Yeah, they can play Orn there, but Charnowski can't play all these minutes physically. So you got to be smarter as part of his progression as a player with Rogers. He is playing really good, but he's got to be smarter on his fouls.
Pierre with some hesitation. Witt fires over to Noise, and he hits the 3 from the corner.
That's my guy.
A 3-ball for Aiden Noise.
Coach Alexander not happy about that, calling a timeout. He called to be in the zone. Belmont ran back, and I'm not sure who, but somebody ran to the wrong side of the zone defensively and gave a wide open look to another newcomer in the league, in Connor Dillon. So we see Noise knocking it down, and Coach Alexander called a quick timeout to make sure his guys understood the importance not only of defense, Tom, but like there's only one way to go on a run in basketball, you have to stop the other team from scoring and score yourself, right? Take those two things. And you have a chance, not that you know you're going to, but you have a chance with a 7-point lead. You're playing well to get a little run going. You had a great defensive stop in the zone last possession. And then you don't give up a basket right there after you make a three because Bradley runs great offense. It's just a mental breakdown. And as a coach in a game like this, you know the importance of we cannot have those. Okay, that play right there can cost us the game, just like a play can cost us the game in the last minute of the game. So Casey, just a little reminder, we have to stay locked in. We can't have mental lapses defensively, which Bradley has at times. And it's why they only win in close games, because they're so good offensively. They've got to stay locked in on the defensive end.
Belmont was up by 7 on the Noise 3. Connor Dillon answers with a 3 to cut it to 4. The Dillon family is here a little conflicted with Connor on one side and Owen Dillon on the other side, on the Belmont side, the Peoria natives. And now Witt with the shot clock at single digits. Finds Peebles to Pierre. And the miss. Charnowski tries to keep it alive, but it ends up in the hands of Davis. And now Dillon outside Montgomery.
Belmont staying in their zone. It's worked well when they've gotten matched up in it. Belmont just more active defensively than they normally are. Knowing the importance of the game, they've got to finish it out, then finish with the rebound. The shot will go up here in the corner.
And it goes in for Dillon.
Dillon, the local, as you said, from Peoria, transfer for his final year with the Braves. I'm sure it's a dream for him to put on that Braves uniform with 2 big threes to go from 7 to a 1-point lead.
Charnowski, no, it was blocked. Defensive pressure inside. Charnowski can't get it to go, and a foul is called as Corey Thomas was holding his ground, but he is called for the foul.
Tell you what, I've seen these Bradley fans up close and personal. As a player, as a coach, they are ready to win tonight. They're locked in. They didn't agree with that call again.
They
Love
are
to see the passion.
Wound up over there, and so are we. 26-25 Belmont.
The bold Louisiana flavor and crispy crunch of Popeye's signature chicken is the meal your craving deserves. And now you can get 3 pieces for just $5 and make it a meal for only $3 more.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Hey, I'm Michael. I work in the Everglades as a guide and a scientist, and I use TurboTax. It's a very simple process. Like, I really don't have to do that much, even with 2 jobs. It's just like provide my forms, one and done. I did have to do a phone call, but it was very simple. Like I said, much like a walkthrough, you know, and they took care of it for me, and I got to get back to my business.
Let a TurboTax live full-service expert take taxes off your plate from start to finish. Now this is taxes.
And squish, and squish. Okay, good. Keep squishing, fingers relaxed. And squish. Great. Thank you, good job.
Squish the rainbow, taste the rainbow.
What makes Sam's Club your club?
I love Sam's Club. Can't live without it.
The app is absolutely phenomenal.
I can do pickup or delivery, which is amazing.
One-stop shopping.
It is affordable. I have so many things for Members Mark.
I am a huge fan of the Members Mark Sam's Club griddle.
Members Mark leggings? You tried the leggings?
Kind of like a family thing now. Girls are like, Sam's Club!
Let's go!
I love Scan and Go. I feel like a celebrity. I show my phone and I walk out. Today's the day to join the club. Your club. Sam's Club.
Hey, college basketball fans.
Andrea Carter here.
Jay Billis here.
To remind you that your favorite teams and conferences
Are on ESPN+.
If you love college basketball like me and the Billustrator,
Then it's time to get in the game and sign up to ESPN+.
you get a stellar slate of in-conference games,
including the Big 12, Atlantic 10, and many more.
that will feel like March.
We got to go to work.
Sign up now and catch your favorite teams.
Our Missouri Valley Conference standings are a production of the Hampton Inn and Suites Green Hills, the preferred hotel of the Missouri Valley Conference in Music City. Bradley leads the league, but Drake and Belmont right on their heels, Dan Muller.
Yeah, I'd say if you look at that, UIC, of course, as the surprise team, and they lost on a heartbreaker against Bradley, so they could have been right there tied for first. Other than that, if you look at the preseason standings, but a lot of ball to play. We talked about it, 20 conference games. That is a whole bunch of conference basketball. And we know it's going to be tight. We don't know that. I'm guessing it's going to be tight at the end. It usually comes down to that last weekend. But I am going to guess, even though it's obvious because they're right now, I am going to guess these two teams right here are going to be fighting for that first place spot all the way into the last week.
Some terrific basketball being played here this evening. Sharnowski with his first miss at the line. And he makes that one to go 5 of 6 from the stripe already. All 5 of his points scored at the free throw line. And they have spread the scoring out. 7 different Bruins have scored. So a 2-point lead for Belmont.
Atlason in the game for Bradley, Hannah in there. This is their quote-unquote small lineup. There's not a small team still, but this is not with one of their bigger guys at the 5. Had a bad execution out of the timeout there. It'll come down to ball screens from Dean.
Almer Atlason, he was playing 36, 38 minutes in games. That has been reduced to somewhere in the teens here lately, but he comes in a big moment.
Yeah, Atlason struggled to shoot it. He struggled offensively, and his time has gone down with that. In addition to other players, Davis shooting it well. Thomas, of course, Montgomery's being on the court so long.
It's Witt. He finds Walker.
Big time pass.
The ball goes to Dean.
Dean's been quiet so far. A little trip they don't call. Hannah's really good at that left. Foul on
inside. And Atlason gets fouled by Orm.
As we saw, Witt drives it baseline there. Throws a look-away dime to Walker in the corner, who misses the open 3. And then Bradley in transition because Belmont goes for a steal, misses the steal attempt with Witt. And then Hannah, of course, gets to the rim. They called that foul on the ground.
2 fouls now on Orm, so they got to be careful here. Sharnowski doesn't have any, and a 3 is buried by Montgomery.
Coach Alexander thought they moved on the screen. Little breakdown, out of bounds play. Montgomery, we talked about this, makes that free throw. That basket gets a little bit bigger. He can get in the heat up. His first 3-point make for the game.
He has 7 points. Pierre tries to answer. Long rebound, and coming up with it is Johnson.
Yeah, this is when they play the 2 smalls together. They play faster, and it gets Montgomery another bucket there, Tom. It gets Dean off the ball with Johnson handling primary point guard responsibility, so allows Dean to get a little different look on the offensive end. I'll tell you, Pierre's missed some 3s, but every one of them are right on the money, just a little bit off. I'm going to guess he starts knocking some down. Great block by Hannah.
What a block. Dean now with it. He is a scorer for sure. Johnson with a nifty crossover in the lane, and a foul is called.
I thought that was a tough ball, too. I thought Noyes got out of the way. That was a heck of a crossover, Tom. We got to see that right in front of us. Johnson, a really talented freshman. Let's see. Noyes kind of gets out of the way. Johnson jumps into him, but referees felt like Noyes was in illegal guarding position, even though Johnson initiated the contact.
Jaquan Johnson, the 5'11 freshman out of Milwaukee. They have 3 players from Milwaukee on their roster. Johnson, Darius Hannah, and the sophomore guard, Demarion Birch.
Birch is a talented, athletic kind of guard who hasn't seen a ton of time because of really good play from the other Braves, but 3 very good players from Milwaukee.
And Birch missed his last game completely because of the flu.
Yeah.
They're hoping to get everybody healthy, and it's that time of year things can run through a locker room. Here is Witt. What a dish. Sharnowski, and a foul is called on Montgomery.
What a dish is right. This is big here. You know, we talked about earlier, Tom, Dillon and his 2 threes back-to-back. It was a 7-point lead. So it's been an 11-point swing since Belmont had that 7-point lead. And you got to stop the bleeding at some point. Witt takes over, a little drive. Great dump off to the athletic Sharnowski, who's been terrific from the foul line. On the year, Sharnowski was only 4 for 9 in conference from the foul line, but he saved them all for tonight.
He has been active at the line. Sharnowski, 6 of 7, now 7 of 8. Johnson to Dean. Look at the action around the perimeter, and the three is buried by Davis.
Yeah, he makes those corner threes. Davis, he's, again, their best step-in, open three-point shooter. Dean off the dribble, Montgomery, but he's going to make most of those.
Davis did turn around and look at the Belmont bench, and who was standing right there? Casey Alexander.
Yeah, I can tell you as a coach, you're still a competitor. Of course, Casey's going to act professional, but I ain't like that when players would do that. Because you can't do anything back. You're a coach. You should be able to.
Jonovic to Johnson. Tapped to live by Jonovic. And they get it back to the big man. The Mountain going to work. He puts it in. And Bradley expands the lead.
Up to a 14-point swing after that 7-point lead, and they have to call their second time out of the half, which you don't want to do that because you want to save it. I tell you, Tom, Belmont's getting really good looks from three. They're just missing them. They've got to figure out on this defensive end as this goes into a full timeout because it was called within 30 seconds of that 4 minutes. But Bradley with the 7-point lead. Belmont's trying to figure out how to get it going again.
People overlook the Midwest, but the Lou represents.
St. Louis has it all from A to Z.
We got music, we got food.
Forest Park.
The history.
Six Flags, the Magic House, the zoo.
Hey, and what about the sports? Come on.
Baseball it's nuts. It's crazy.
I don't know if it's a well-kept secret or not, but it seems like one.
Since 1991, St. Louis has served as the gateway to the best men's basketball tournaments. Arch Madness. Experience buzzer beaters, madness, and Missouri Valley Conference glory. And it begins here. The 2025 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament, presented by Credit Union 1 and Great Southern Bank, tips off March 6th through the 9th. Celebrate 35 years of Arch Madness. Get your tickets now at archmadness.com.
At Indiana State University, we're all in for you. So you can be all striving, all thriving, all achieving, all the time. Bring your hustle, your drive, and your ambitions. Match it all with opportunities that make your resume sing. Work on real-world projects as part of your degree. Find your people in a welcoming community. So, are you in?
Stay tuned for our halftime report, a presentation of State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. We'll have a first half recap. We'll go through the stats, and we'll have a player profile on Brigham Rogers, the very good sophomore forward for this Belmont team. Belmont, however, has watched Rogers sit on the bench with 2 fouls, and Bradley has gone on the attack. They lead by 7. Dan Muller, the Braves have hit 4 of their last 5 shots. Belmont has missed its last 6 shots, which tells the story.
That's how you go on runs, Tom. Not real complicated. Belmont 4 for 16, 3, and had open ones. But they've got to figure out the defensive end. Bradley shooting over 50% from the field as Witt makes a really important shot. So if you look at numbers coming in, Bradley is very good offensively and defensively. Belmont is just really good offensively. You can't win a league title if you're only good on one end. As I said to start the game, this has got to be their best defensive effort of the year. So far it has not. Plenty of time left, but they've got to figure it out on this end.
Montgomery tries to bounce inside to Jonovic, and
foul.
They call a foul. Belmont hates it. Crowd wants to travel, but a foul is called, and Jonovic gets whistled.
He hit him on the arm. He did get him on the arm, and then his foot moved, and so it's going to the foul line for Jonovic.
And it's the second foul on Witt.
Yeah, I can understand why Coach Alexander's not real happy, because another official blew the whistle and was calling the the travel, as we saw Robert Felder call the foul prior. 1-1 for the big fella at the line. And we do mean big.
7'1", center from Serbia.
500 pounds. All muscle. Freshman. No, he's not a freshman. First year in college basketball, but I believe he's listed as a junior.
He is indeed. Jonovic listed at 7'1", 250.
Yeah, right.
Rebound, Pierre. What a first half this has been. 37-31. Pierre goes in. Sharnowski tries to get it back out of bounds. And it's going to be Belmont basketball.
There we saw the length of Bradley. Zeke Montgomery with the verticality at the rim forces a tough shot to Pierre. And Sharnowski's been really active on the offensive end, around the rim and on the boards. Gets him a second possession.
Shot clock at 19 as the Bruins inbound. It's Walker. Pierre now. Outside Peebles. Yes,
it is.
Got the three. It's a three-point game.
Yeah, again, they've gotten good shots, and they will continue to get them because that's what they do. Back in that zone, they've got to figure out how to get these stops. Another corner three from Dillon. He misses.
Lundblade got it taken away by Davis. Now the ball is loose, and Walker has it for Belmont.
They're about to get a three in transition here, partner. There it is.
Peebles. He buried the three.
You could see it when the defense is scrambling on the offensive transition by the Belmont Bruins. They, most of the time, will find an open three because they can shoot it from so many positions. Little pass fake here. The freshman leaves the ball. Peoples, who just made a three, hits another big one to tie it up. That was a big, big, big series there for Mr. Peoples.
Brody Peebles, the 6'2" grad guard out of Hartselle, Alabama, the Liberty transfer with two big threes, and Belmont has tied the ball game. It's a Bradley timeout with 3:09 to go. These teams are dead even on the scoreboard. Points in the paint, 12 apiece. And on rebounds, they are even there as well at 17.
I guess this tells you why it's a close game, Coach.
That it is. Bradley shooting 50% from the floor, as Casey Alexander probably still talking about that situation, the foul.
He's had a couple he didn't agree with. Again, Belmont stays in the zone. I've liked their zone. You have to rebound out of it. But it has been the better of their two defenses to this point.
Dean, Atlason. Sharnowski taps it to Walker.
Atlason, a good look. You can see his struggles from the offensive end. Sharnowski, he is athletic. I tell you what, at his age, he's got a body to put some weight on. He's going to be a player. Peebles, the microwave off the bench. A little Vinnie Johnson throwback. He has had some big games offensively, and he's coming up big tonight.
What a shot fake to get open in the lane. Davis. Rebound, Pierre. The Bruins with the lead as we approach the 2-minute mark. Just let Peebles take over.
Yeah, just give it to Peebles and clear it out.
Sharnowski. Boy, are they happy to have him back. Pierre tries to drive and then took an extra step. A travel call.
You know, one of the funny things about basketball, Tom, is you could say good defense, bad defense, but here's the deal. Bradley just missed wide open threes, and you get stops. Before that, Dillon hits a late shot clock three, tough shots, and you don't get stops. And so sometimes you can play really good defense and not get a stop, and sometimes you get open shots and get stops. So right now, Belmont's making their open shots, Bradley's not, and that's why Belmont is taking the lead.
They're on an 8-0 run. Dean, Montgomery, and Johnson on the perimeter. It's Johnson with the drive and the kiss off the glass for Bradley.
That's a nice offhanded finish by the young freshman. He looks like he could have played defensive back last night for the Irish or the Buckeyes.
There's a heat check and a miss by Peebles.
That's a good shot. When you're in a heat up, you want to try to get one. That's all he did. Got a good look.
Johnson. And that one was knocked out of the hand of Davis. It's Walker on the other end. No, and a foul is called.
I'll tell you the difference so far, as far as, I know there's not a difference because it's a tie game, but Belmont's steals / Bradley's turnovers are why they're tied. Bradley offensively, when they don't turn the ball over, shooting 50%, are why they're tied. And so if you look at it, you go into half. If you're Bradley, you're going to talk about taking care of the ball. If you're Coach Alexander, you're going to talk about defensive intensity and efficiency along with continuing to force turnovers. Because offensively, if Bradley takes care of the ball, they've been really good, and vice versa for Belmont, especially since Mr. Peebles came in the game.
These teams have been accustomed to close games. As Walker finishes it off with the free throw, and Belmont with a 2-point lead.
Another thing about this Belmont team Casey's put together is they're deep. As you see Peebles coming off the bench, you see Noyes and Orn. And he told me this early in the season. Johnson, another pull-up. He's been good tonight. But Belmont, they can go to the bench and legitimately not have a drop-off. And sometimes you can elevate the quality of your play. And he felt like this was the deepest team he's had here at Belmont. And you can see it tonight.
Pierre with the change of direction, and he'll go to the free throw line. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, you have Orm and Charnowski, which are kind of interchangeable parts. Rogers gets 2 fouls early. He's been sitting. Orm's now playing with 2 fouls.
Yep.
But they know they have the backup of Charnowski. It's Jonathan Pierre. Pierre makes his first free throw attempt of the night. He has 7 points. Belmont 10 of 11 from the line here tonight. Bradley 8 for 9. Another one goes down for the Bruins, and they expand the lead. 43-41. We have had one heck of a half. We have more basketball to come. 6 lead changes, 7 times they've been tied, and the miss by Dean. Jonovich tried to come up with it, and an over-the-back call. And I believe that's on Orm.
Yeah, it's on Orm.
That's 3.
Box out where he illegally boxed out. Jonovich will go back to the line. You know, Bradley, all this down 2, and Duke Dean only has 3 points tonight, and that was a banked-in 3 to start the game. So that's another thing. If you're Coach Ward, you're feeling good about your team when one of your best players has not had his best offensive night yet.
Jonovich splashes the free throw.
He's got a nice-looking stroke for a guy that size. You know, good bigs. He's 73% from the line. You got. Your hands are really, really big, especially when you're big. It's hard to shoot these free throws, but his look pretty clean, and his percentages show it.
Jonovich next attempts.
Yeah.
And we're tied again.
Yeah, I looked at the student section who was chanting not encouragement, so.
They were chanting, the first one they said, "You're not Jokic."
You're not Jokic.
And then when he made it, they said, "Still not Jokic." He's having a little fun.
Nobody's Jokic, I can tell you that. They only made one of him.
43-43. Peebles nearly lost it. They wanted to carry. Or it's Noyes with the miss. And the rebound, and a long shot at the other end goes off the backboard for Davis. And we go into the locker room back where we started. A tie ball game, 43-43. What entertainment here at the Curb Events Center in Nashville on the campus of Belmont University.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now right at your fingertips here in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
Sometimes The loudest cries are the ones no one hears. But one call can break the silence.
Thank you for calling Gateway Foundation.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, get exceptional clinical expertise and personalized care. Call Gateway Foundation and begin your recovery today.
And can you see a number in the circle?
$79.95.
Want to try again?
$79.95.
I think you might be colorblind.
I think you're missing the point. Get 2 pairs and an eye exam for $79.95 at America's Best.
Burger King has a deal for all. $5 duo answers hunger's call. $7 trio, more options for y'all. Which one will you choose? At BK, have it your way.
Hey, did I approve this time off?
Can't chill? Maybe you just need a Snickers ice cream.
What makes Sam's Club your club?
I love Sam's Club. Can't live without it.
The app is absolutely phenomenal.
I can do pickup or delivery, which is amazing.
One-stop shopping.
It is affordable. I have so many things for Members Mark.
I am a huge fan of the Members Mark Sam's Club griddle.
Members Mark leggings? We tried the leggings.
Kind of like a family thing now. Girls are like, Sam's Club!
Let's go!
I love Scan and Go. I feel like a celebrity. I show my phone and I walk out. Today's the day to join the club. Your club. Sam's Club.
Hey, college basketball fans.
Andrea Carter here.
Jay Billis here.
To remind you that your favorite teams and conferences
Are on ESPN+.
If you love college basketball like me and the Billustrator,
Then it's time to get in the game and sign up to ESPN+.
you get a stellar slate of in-conference games,
Including the Big 12, Atlantic 10, and many more.
that will feel like March.
We got to go to work.
Sign up now and catch your favorite teams.
The Valley on ESPN is brought to you by Credit Union One. Discover better banking for all with Credit Union One, the official deposit partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Learn more at cu1.com. Welcome to our halftime report, a presentation of State Farm, a proud partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. It's time for tonight's player profile, made possible by Arch Madness 2025. MVC correspondent Carter Gledhill takes a look at Belmont sophomore forward Brigham Rogers.
Wild sequence there, and it ends up in the hands of Brigham Rogers for a jam.
Tremendous job by Belmont.
After earning a starting role this season, Brigham Rogers has proven he's a capable two-way player for the Bruins.
Yeah, that's definitely my role. That's what I'm here to do. That's the best way for me to help the team. Knowing that I needed to step up and do more for the team, I'm glad I've been able to do that.
The last couple of weeks, last 4 games specifically, has really made an impact in a lot of ways. You see it in the offensive rebounds. Those numbers are glaring. Points per game, field goal percentage, all of those things have been significantly better and impressive. Not just better, but impressive.
We knew the skill set was there, the athleticism was all there. It was a matter of him being confident to go out there and do it on a nightly basis. Really cool to see because we've needed it the past few games.
For Rogers, choosing Belmont was a no-brainer.
I'd just say the people and the organization and the program, getting on campus, meeting all of them, seeing what went on a day-to-day basis, that really sold it for me.
From Atlanta, Georgia, so close by and really familiar with his AAU program and came to be familiar with his high school program, but just loved his versatility really and his toughness as a big guy.
He's pretty quiet, reserved. We first got on campus, but then we saw him play the first time and we all realized how skilled he was and how mobile he was. I don't think any of us knew that he was going to be able to move like he can at 6'9". So it's just been a treat playing with him.
As a person, it was a no-brainer. I mean, he fits our program and everything that we want from guys from an academic standpoint, a character and integrity standpoint.
For Brigham and the Bruins, expectations this season are high. The big man aims to deliver.
He expects a lot out of us, which is a really good thing, and I'm very happy, very content.
From a coaching perspective, he's a no-maintenance guy. He's as good as it gets as far as the maturity level that he lives his life with and how he handles his business, and he's just a first-class person, player, teammate in every way.
He's taking first class straight to St. Louis. For the Missouri Valley Conference, I'm Carter Gledhill.
Carter, thank you. Tonight's profile is made possible by the 2025 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament. Help the conference celebrate 35 years in St. Louis, March 6th through the 9th. For more information, visit archmadness.com. We'll be back to Nashville right after this.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now right at your fingertips in Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high betting limits, tight money line splits. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Hey, college basketball fans.
Your favorite teams and conferences
Are on ESPN Plus,
You get a stellar slate of in-conference games.
including the Big 12, Atlantic 10, and many more.
Sign up now and catch your favorite teams.
The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
PGA Tour Live on ESPN Plus.
For the love of football, derbies, ultras, and humba, and every match on ESPN Plus.
Nothing like in the Bundesliga.
For the love of braces and hat tricks,
With a belter.
belters and wonder goals,
Oh, that's a wonder goal.
number 9s and the Torschützenkönig. For the love of the Invincibles, Leverkusen, unbeaten champions. For the love of Bundesliga, exclusively on ESPN Plus.
It's League One volleyball. 6 teams, 6 cities, set it off.
Atlanta, Austin, Houston, Madison, Omaha, Salt Lake.
Exclusively on ESPN and ESPN Plus.
Tap into an entire world of sports. ESPN.
The Pro Bowl games are back. And this year's stars show off their best moves as they compete in the Skills Show.
Oh, my goodness.
Plus, the AFC and NFC meet again in flag football.
Touchdown.
Can Peyton and Eli Manning coach the league's best to glory?
That's 6 for Chase.
The 2025 Pro Bowl games. Skills Show Thursday, January 30th at 7 on ESPN. And don't miss flag football and more skills Sunday, February 2nd at 3 on ESPN and ABC.
PGA Tour Live on ESPN Plus. I just can't get enough of the fans. I can't get enough of the noise. The energy, the sheer excitement. It's a full season, and it's all here on ESPN Plus. I just can't get enough.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
It's time to get in the game and sign up to ESPN Plus.
State Farm halftime report here in Nashville. The West Nashville Sports League putting on a show with the girls' game here at halftime. And the men from Belmont and Bradley put on a show in the first half. It's our first half recap of production of Explore St. Louis.
Yeah, really good game so far. Fun to call, fun to watch. Balanced scoring both teams, Tom, if you look, and I won't say names, but these are point totals, 8-5, 5-3, 6-6, 8. And then that's Bradley, and then Belmont 8-8-5-4, so 7-7. So you see the depth of talent offensively on both sides. Second half, we'll see if any of the main scorers can have big halves or not. And it's probably going to come down to the end, but fun game to watch, fun game to call. 2 really good teams, 2 really good coaches.
You are absolutely right. 16 different players have scored, not one of them double figures.
Right.
The Valley making its way to St. Louis for Arch Madness 2025, March 6th through the 9th. Start your planning now at ExploreSt.Louis.com. We have had some fun here, 43-43 at the home of the Bruins. And let's look at the stats to back that up. First half stats, production of St. Louis Union Station, the home of attractions like the St. Louis Aquarium and the St. Louis Wheel. You can do it all at St. Louis Union Station. See where it takes you by visiting stlouisunionstation.com now.
Yeah, and again, we talked about the end of the first half as far as turnovers. And 6 is not a lot of turnovers, but it's still a +3 with regards to Bruins. So more possessions. And Bradley was shooting about 52, 53% when they were up 4-5. So they finished the half at 48%. Belmont with a couple turnovers forced their zone, worked out well to get them back in the game. Bradley got ahead there in that stretch by obviously forcing misses, and then they were really good in transition. Multiple guys getting to the rim, and of course Dylan knocked down a couple of threes. But I expect a close and competitive second half here, partner, as we saw in the first half. And then most likely to come down to those last 3 minutes, who makes plays, and they both have guys who can finish.
Belmont was shut down from the floor, didn't score in the last 2:36, but found a way at the free throw line. They've hit 11 of 12. Belmont 11 of 12 from the line, and Bradley 10 of 11. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More of our State Farm halftime report continues right after this.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now right at your fingertips in Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high betting limits, tight money line splits. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
Burger King has a deal for all. $5 duo answers hunger's call. $7 trio, more options for y'all. Which one will you choose? At BK, have it your way.
Hey, I'm Michael. I work in the Everglades as a guide and a scientist, and I use TurboTax. It's a very simple process. Like, I really don't have to do that much, even with 2 jobs. It's just like provide my forms, one and done. I did have to do a phone call, but it was very simple. Like I said, much like a walkthrough, you know, and they took care of it for me, and I got to get back to my business.
Let a TurboTax live full-service expert take taxes off your plate from start to finish. Now this is taxes.
What makes Sam's Club your club?
I love Sam's Club. Can't live without it.
The app is absolutely phenomenal.
I can do pickup or delivery, which is amazing.
One-stop shopping.
It is affordable. I have so many things for Members Mark.
I am a huge fan of the Members Mark Sam's Club griddle.
Members Mark leggings? Have you tried the leggings?
Kind of like a family thing now. Girls are like, Sam's Club!
Let's go!
I love Scan and Go. I feel like a celebrity. I show my phone and I walk out. Today's the day to join the club. Your club. Sam's Club.
Mr. Campbell, I remembered I left something in the bathroom. Deuces. Parker out.
There we go again. Swinging through the city so fast you can barely.
Gotcha! Check out our next victim in his dumb costume. Is my suit really that bad? Ouch.
Taking off the mask, I know what you see.
Ah, nice of you to join us, Mr. Parker. See me after class.
Streaming January 29th.
I talk the talk. I play the part. Right. I do it all. Set it. Right. You know the name. I got the game. Ruling this world is my legacy. Bling bling, my chain. I reign with my energy.
The Australian Open hits different on the networks of ESPN.
The Pro Bowl games are back. And this year's stars show off their best moves as they compete in the skills show.
Oh, my goodness.
Plus, the AFC and NFC meet again in flag football.
Touchdown.
Can Peyton and Eli Manning coach the league's best to glory?
In the 10. That's 6 for Chase.
The 2025 Pro Bowl games. Skills show Thursday, January 30th at 7 on ESPN. And don't miss flag football and more skills Sunday, February 2nd at 3 on ESPN and ABC.
The Valley on ESPN is brought to you by Grinnell Mutual Insurance. Contact a Grinnell Mutual agent near you for all your home, farm, auto, or business insurance needs. It's Bradley and Belmont on the beautiful campus of Belmont University here in Nashville. The Bradley fans made a trip out of it And the Bradley Braves are tied with Belmont at the half, 43-43, in what has been a very entertaining 20 minutes of basketball.
Yeah, quick scoreboard here. A couple other close games in the league. Illinois State, Indiana State. ISU is winning that game. ISU is also losing that game. Illinois State up. Well, they just scored 3. Indiana State up 31-30. 4 minutes left in the first half, and then Northern Iowa up 4 at home against Murray State with 3 minutes left in the first half. So 3 games tonight, as you said, to start the night. 3 close games, either coming out of the half or heading into the half. Talks a little bit about the parity in the league and the quality of teams throughout the league.
So we are set to start the second half. And you see the Braves with some last-minute words. Dressed in their home reds, the home whites from Belmont, and they bring the starting lineup back out. Witt, Pierre, Walker, Rogers, and Lundblade. And the Braves going with Davis, Dean, Yonovich, Montgomery, and Hanna. This is Zeke Montgomery. We had him on our Larry Bird Watch, and he just got his pocket picked by Jonathan Pierre, who was also on the Bird Watch.
Another deflection by Pierre. They're trying to post up Hanna. They got a switch ball screen. They're trying to throw it back and go high-low. Deflection by Pierre saved it.
Pierre finds a lane and can't get his own rebound. Here comes Montgomery.
Pierre has gotten to the rim a number of times, but Bradley's length has bothered him. He has not finished well tonight like he normally does. He's playing against athletes similar to him, more so than most league games because Bradley's size and length.
Duke Dean has been held to just 3 points in this basketball game. Can't imagine that's going to stay that way. And there he is for 3. And the rebound crashing in was Hanna, and he got fouled. And I believe they got Rogers, and that would be his 3rd.
Yeah, they did. Dean's been way off in the shots also. I mean, they aren't even close. See if he can get going. But Rogers with his 3rd. They're going to come with Charnowski in quickly. You know, as a head coach, you have guys you trust with fouls and you don't trust. Unfortunately, Rogers is a guy who gets in foul trouble often, and so with 3, you've got to take him out. A lot of players you can leave in because they don't get in foul trouble that often, but Charnowski was really good in the first half. Let's see how he is in the second half.
And the problem is this one is tipped back up and in, and Bradley has taken the lead on the basket by Yonovich, is that Orm also has 3 fouls. So Orm and Rogers seated next to each other, each with 3. Charnowski doesn't have any. He's going to get a workload here. Pierre misses the 3. Walker gets the rebound, runs it down. Carter Witt outside. Pierre will try again and hits this time and shakes his head back and forth like, finally I got one.
Yeah, he's 2 for 11 on the game, or that's now 3 for 12 and 3 for 8 from 3. I said it first half, Tom, they're close. I mean, he's going to keep shooting them. He could get in the heat up as Dean makes his first 3-point attempt in the second half and his first made from 3 without banking it in.
Well, if he starts to heat up, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and you can say that about so many players on this court. He's certainly one of them. But Lundblade, see if he can get going. Another backdoor cut with a dime by Witt, his 5th assist of the game. And Walker, as we say, one of the better cutters in the league, playing to his strength.
Hanna bounces to Montgomery. In the lane, Zeke Montgomery tries to get his own rebound. Yonovich did get it and got fouled. Charnowski whistled for his first foul.
Yonovich goes to the line where he's been perfect tonight. Dean is a unique guard, as in he really can shoot the ball going right and left from 3. Most players are, well, first of all, it's difficult to make 3s when you're dribbling either direction. But if a guy can make shots from 3 off the dribble, they usually can only make him go in one direction. He can really make him go in both. A little better going left, but that 3 he made there, again, he comes off a ball screen, he elevates, going to his right, knocks down a 3. It's one of the reasons why he's so difficult to guard.
Ahmet Yonovich. He does have a nice stroke. Another free throw goes down for Yonovich. And Bradley is on top in this game by 2, 50-48. Yonovich is hit 5 of 6 from the line. Here is Pierre, just hit a 3. The screen and roll by Charnowski. The ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Bradley.
Good help defense by Hannah there. Charnowski, as he gets older, will get stronger hands and be able to catch that ball and go up and get a shot at the rim.
Witt with the inbound pass to the cutter, Lundblade.
Lundblade's hunting. He wants to get a three-point attempt up. He hadn't made a shot yet tonight.
Dean making sure he doesn't lose him.
Yes.
Dean is all over him.
Yes, he is.
Shot clock at 2-1. That ball rolls out of bounds. And a shot clock violation at the same time. So Bradley up by 2 points. They get the ball, and here comes the substitution with Noyes checking in for Lundblade.
Belmont was a little more stagnant offensively that possession than normally. Cost them a shot clock violation. They'll get back to their normal movement, I'm sure, as they settle into their zone. They started out in man. Zone was the better of the two defenses in the first half. But Bradley missed some open shots also, so we'll see if it's effective.
Davis all alone in the lane, missed it, but stuffed home by Jonovic.
Yeah, Davis, I thought, had an open three, decided to knife the ball to the rim, had an open layup contested, and an open dunk, so that was not a very good defensive possession by the Bruins.
Witt rises and misses the shot, and fighting for it was Hannah, saved it. Here comes Dean.
Ball screen, pull it for three if you're not high. Good hands by Walker.
Hannah gets it into the corner, in and out for Montgomery.
Yeah, that's just lucky, though. That's not good intensity by the Bruins in their zone. They're getting open shots. The Braves are with just simple ball movement. They've got to pick up their intensity on the defensive end.
Pierre lost his footing. Noyes airballs it. It grazes the net, and here come the Braves again. Montgomery to Davis.
They're about to get another open shot.
It's Dean. High rebound. Who wants it? It'll go to Witt.
Belmont is dodging bullets here, Tom. Bradley's getting anything they want offensively, and they're just missing open looks. They will not continue to miss open looks. I guarantee you that. If they continue to get them.
Pierre tried to save it, stepped out of bounds.
A little sloppy start by Belmont here the first 4 minutes as they get a little 4-point deficit. See if Coach Alexander can get them focused. Bradley with a great start out of the halftime. A little more intensity, 4-point lead going into our first media timeout.
Credit Union One offers everything you need to get the most out of your accounts every day. With digital banking, you can pay bills online, set up personalized budgeting tools, easily transfer money between accounts, and more. Plus, you can get paid up to 2 days sooner when you set up direct deposit. Get started at cu1.com.
When change and uncertainty define the times, it's good to anchor to your roots, to honor and nurture them, to remember how it all started, and let that help build the future. Because we know a strong future is built on a solid past, and that past promises mean future follow-through. You can trust us to protect what you grow, build, own, and value. Trust in tomorrow with Grinnell Mutual.
March Madness tips off March 6th through the 9th in St. Louis, and the MVC Fan Hangout at Ballpark Village is back. The MVC Fan Hangout is the place to celebrate before and after all games at Enterprise Center. Featuring restaurants, entertainment, and everything Arch Madness, the fun starts 2 hours before the first game each day of the tournament at host locations Bally Sports Live and Sports and Social. For more information, visit archmadness.com and click on Fan Hangout. We'll see you there.
Basketball fans, the next time you're in need of lodging or a place to hold a meeting, look no further than Hampton Inn and Suites of Green Hills, a completely renovated hotel in the heart of Green Hills, just 2.5 miles from Belmont University, offering everything you need for a comfortable night's stay, banquet space for up to 64 people, complimentary breakfast, parking, outdoor pool, and high-speed internet access. Located behind the mall at Green Hills at 2324 Crestmore Road, call to make a reservation or reserve a meeting room.
Credit Union One Free Checking has everything you need to bank on the go. Make deposits and more with our highly rated mobile app. And get your direct deposit up to 2 days sooner with CU1 Early Pay. Open your account in minutes at creditunionone.org.
Join us for our next men's basketball production. It will be Saturday, January 25th. Indiana State hosts Northern Iowa. Our coverage from the Hallman Center in Terre Haute begins at noon Central, the Valley on ESPN. We're in Nashville with Dan Muller. I'm Tom Ackerman, Belmont University. What a great building this is. It's just well done. It's clean. It's well lit. It's got great staff, great people.
Great colors.
Oh, yeah. It is.
It's my favorite. Blue, red. Kansas has them. Belmont. It's best uniform combinations you can have with these colors. So, advantage. Belmont.
I do think when it comes to on-campus arenas, this is one of the best.
Yeah. It's a beautiful facility. And the parking is tremendous.
And free.
That's why it's tremendous. One of the reasons. It's also connected.
I love it. Davis.
Another open
yes! Look. Davis with the three. Christian Davis, the Denver native, nails it for Bradley, and they lead by 7.
Again, they're not going to keep missing. That's another open look to start the half. See if Casey stays in the zone. Belmont's got to pick it up offensively and defensively, but they can, hang in the game on the offensive end. This is kind of similar to that stretch in the first half when Belmont lost the lead and then Bradley took the big lead. Belmont, I thought, had a huge lap defensively. They just started the half like that. It's cost them a 7-point lead right now. See if they can pick it up with Bradley. They've come out of half with intensity. They've moved the ball well. Defensively, offensively, they've been sharp. So they just got to keep doing what they're doing as they go to the bench.
Witt had it taken away. It's Johnson. A long pass up ahead for Montgomery. Throws it down. And Bradley goes up by 9.
There's danger zone for Belmont.
Montgomery adjusting his shoes, so it's 5-on-4. They go inside. Charnowski can't take advantage.
That's a big miss. Good find by Orm. Left-handed finish by Charnowski. If they score again here, you could see a timeout.
Yeah, that ball goes off Bradley. It's Belmont basketball.
Both teams went to the bench a little bit. Johnson had a great first half for Bradley with 6 points in that first half. Thomas, another guy off the bench as Bradley tries to extend their lead.
Witt drew the double. Orm makes him pay with the 3.
Yeah, that's the thing about Belmont. You're never out of it if you're the Bruins because they can shoot it from 3. As we talk about from multiple positions, that's Orm's first 3-point make of the game. And Belmont does stay in the zone.
Johnson can't answer, but the rebound goes to Davis.
Rebounding responsibilities out of zone. You don't have any if you don't play it a lot. Teams that play all zone, no rebound responsibilities. You have areas. But if you don't, you don't. And that offensive rebound cost the Bruins a foul on Noyes and a trip to the line by excellent free throw shooter in Davis. Davis made a 3 there earlier in the second half. Now he gets to the free throw line. He's a talented offensive player with regards to shooting, offensive rebounds. He's not a guy that's going to do a lot off the dribble, but the thing I love about him is he plays to his strengths. He's not trying to do things he's not capable of, and therefore he's efficient offensively, and he plays a lot.
Coming into the game, Hanna, Jonovic, Dillon. And for Belmont, Rogers back into the game along with Lundblade and Walker. This is Davis, and he hits the free throw, and Bradley is up by 8. They led by 9, their biggest lead.
3-point attempt for Orn, 3-point attempt in the corner.
There he is. He hits the 3. A couple of big threes for Sam Orn. Whittles the lead to 5.
Rick Bird special there. Casey Alexander adopts it. Little fake flare screen where they screen for the big. Orn with 2 big back-to-back threes.
Hanna, Johnson to Dillon. Now Davis lost it, trying to dribble baseline. They got a hand on it, and it's Witt for Belmont. Now back to Orm. He'll attack baseline, misses the layup, tries to keep it alive, and Davis got it for Bradley.
Orm with the tip on the defensive end. The deflection has a chance to get the layup after 2 made threes.
And now Hanna trapped underneath the basket, gets his way out of it, and a reverse layup for Darius Hanna.
Coach Alexander thought he traveled. Don't let him split your defense. You had him stopped, make him pass it out. They give a little window, and Hanna slips through.
Lundblade No, he's 0 for 4 today. Rogers able to keep it alive with the rebound. Gets it back out. Lundblade wants it again. No. And the rebound grabbed by Hannah.
All right, cut partner, I am officially blaming that on you. Lundblade's inability to make shots because you jinxed him.
He's doing all he can. They're 0 for 5 from 3. No points for Lundblade. It's Johnson.
Belmont back in a man. Bradley running their zone offense. And
the cutter was Hannah and missed, lost the handle, I think, and missed the dunk. Now Walker for 3. In and out, rebound Hannah.
Those are shots Belmont usually makes. Witt in transition had a chance to get to the rim, but Belmont's going to take open step-in threes in transition, even when you might have a contested layup. So that's part of their strategy, but didn't work out that time again. Belmont back in the man defense. Let's see how Bradley adjusts.
Johnson hits the 3 with the shot clock down to 5.
That was the road game crowd shot clock countdown that freshmen fall for, and he made it this time.
That he did. Witt kick out for Walker. Closing was Johnson. Now Orm for 3. And a whistle inside as 2 players hit the deck. Jonovic and Rogers. 11-12 to go in this game, Dan Muller, and it's a good one.
It is a good one. Bradley out of the half, 10-point lead because they're playing both ends. Both teams getting good looks. Bradley's making more of them. Terrific game here at the Kirby Event Center.
Women's college hoops all season long on the networks of ESPN.
This is an ESPN Sonic blockbuster.
This is star power from the jump. The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
It's time to get in the game and sign up to ESPN Plus.
PGA Tour Live on ESPN Plus. I just can't get enough of the fans.
I can't get enough of the noise.
The energy, the sheer excitement. It's a full season, and it's all here on ESPN Plus. I just can't get enough.
Hey, college basketball fans.
Andrea Carter here.
Jay Billis here.
To remind you that your favorite teams and conferences
Are on ESPN Plus.
If you love college basketball like me and the Billustrator,
Then it's time to get in the game and sign up to ESPN Plus.
you get a stellar slate of in-conference games
Including the Big 12, Atlantic 10, and many more.
that will feel like March.
We got to go to work.
Sign up now and catch your favorite teams.
Tap into the game and your people. Tap into an entire world of sports.
MVC-sports.com/gear, the official online store of the Missouri Valley Conference with officially licensed Valley gear from all 18 MVC championships, including Arch Madness and the Credit Union 1 MVC Women's Basketball Tournament. We've got it all. Shop shirts, hoodies, hats, and more to celebrate your team's title. Visit MVC-sports.com/gear to get yours today. Since 1907, the Valley runs deep. With Dan Muller, I'm Tom Ackerman. We love representing the Missouri Valley Conference here in Nashville and elsewhere. We're in Nashville, Tennessee, one of the great cities in America. And Belmont taking on Bradley, and the Braves have opened up a 10-point lead. Witt off the glass and in. Every time they need a basket, it seems like Witt gets it for him.
That was a heck of a finish. Johnson actually had deflection on the way up. Witt had to regather it and get it off the glass in a tough shot, but every basket's big, of course. That's a big basket after down 10 as Montgomery aggressively drives to the rim and gets the foul line. before that make, Tom, Belmont was 2 for the last 10 and 0 for 5 from the field. Bradley, of course, much more efficient in the second half.
That's a second foul on Charnowski. Zeke Montgomery. What an impressive talent he is. The fifth-year guard, 6'6", out of Louisville. Went to Rhode Island, transferred to Bradley. He is smooth. Those mid-range shots, the ability to shoot from 3. He can attack the basket. He's a complete player, really. Very good defensively, too.
Yes, he is. Bradley in a little 2-2-1. They'll trap at half court if they can and drop back to man or zone, most likely man. Well, they're staying in their zone, a little 2-3 zone that they have. Coach Worley used to play a 3-2. Has shifted this 2-3 with the size they have.
Oh!
There's Witt.
Come on! Charnowski redeems himself after the miss earlier inside.
Sometimes that's worth more than 2, but only if it's momentum. Let's see if that sparks a little bit more intensity from the Bruins on the defensive end as they go back man and get out of the zone. Davis could quiet the crowd as he hits his patented three-point corner three-point make by Christian Davis. He's one of the better corner shooters in this league. That bucket was initiated by a post touch by Hannah and a great kick out.
There's Charnowski again. What a shot by Davis right in front of the Bradley crowd behind the bench. Baseline cut by Walker that goes out of bounds.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes those momentum plays are big ones, and a lob can give you that, but momentum only happens if you have carry over to both ends. I thought the intensity on the defensive end picked up by Belmont, but Hannah and Davis just a little too good.
The #1 team in the Missouri Valley Conference on the road at Belmont, and this one goes out of bounds back to Belmont. The dish from Montgomery does not find a recipient.
It did. It just happened to be the guy sitting in the first row. A little sloppy pass with his left hand there. Montgomery is very good off ball screens going both directions. He's got great ball skill for his size, but that was a little errant pass.
Thomas checks out of the game, the 6'10 Thomas, and they bring in the 7'1 Jonovic. And Rogers into the game for Belmont. Looking at the cutter Walker, instead gets it to Lundblade. Gets the defenders in the air and throws an errant pass taken away by Davis. Davis tried to spin around Witt. Witt fouled him.
Coach Alexander called a play there for Lundblade. They really want to get him going. I think Coach Alexander knows Belmont's going to probably need to make 5 to, I'm going to say 6 to 8 more threes to win this game tonight. But Lundblade, Bradley took away the 3, and Lundblade with the bad turnover.
That one popped in the air, and Hannah able to get it for Bradley. Dean surveys the scene. Hannah steps in, misses the shot, rebound Rogers.
Belmont hasn't gotten many baskets in transition lately also, which is a huge strength of theirs. Most of that's because Bradley's been really good offensively, and that's helped them defensively.
Walker gets the defender in the air, gets it off to Rogers for the basket.
Really good play by both guys. Walker keeps that pivot foot down. A little shot fake by Rogers at the rim, and a good finish.
Fighting through the screen, 2 of them, Isaiah Walker. And now he's tangled up with Jonovic in a mismatch inside. Dean for 3. He got it in stride and buried it.
Yeah, so they had a switch. Rogers was on Dean, and so mismatches don't work if you keep the ball stagnant. Bradley skips that thing, reverses it twice, and Dean just steps up and knocks down his best looking three-point attempt of the night. Nothing but net.
Witt will take one. Off the mark, rebound Montgomery.
Bradley's just got to keep their foot on the gas, keep playing together, moving that ball as we get to this under-8 media timeout.
Because Belmont has the ability to close in a hurry. But time is running out here, 7:49 to go, and Bradley leads by 12.
Whoa, how'd you get your teeth so white?
You gotta use the right toothpaste.
Dr. Campos?
Give me that smile.
My toothpaste isn't whitening?
Basic toothpaste doesn't whiten like Crest 3D White.
Crest 3D White removes 100% more stains for a noticeably whiter smile.
Ooh, that smile.
New personal best.
The #1 teeth whitening brand in America. Crest.
Women's college hoops, all season long on the networks of ESPN.
This is an ESPN Sonic blockbuster.
I take the first shot, you keep it coming. We know a lot about turning nothing to something.
He is must-see television every time he puts that uniform on. College basketball, it never disappoints. How fun is this?
The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
PGA Tour Live on ESPN+.
It's a full season, and it's all here on ESPN+. I just can't get enough.
Hey, college basketball fans.
Your favorite teams and conferences
Are on ESPN+,
You get a stellar slate of in-conference games.
including the Big 12, Atlantic 10, and many more.
Sign up now and catch your favorite teams.
This is an ESPN Sonic blockbuster.
This is star power from the jump. The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
The 2025 Pro Bowl games begin January 30th on ESPN.
PGA Tour Live on ESPN+.
Welcome back to Nashville. Our MVC, State Farm MVC Scholar Athlete of the Game, Bradley's Michael Rebello, a fifth-year distance runner from Excelsior Springs, Missouri. Rebello finished fifth at the 2024 MVC Men's Cross Country Championship in Cedar Falls, a 4.0 GPA in nutrition and dietetics, and first team All-MVC and MVC Scholar Athlete team honors in the process. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. It's been all Bradley here in the second half. It was tied at the half, 43-43. They've outscored Belmont by 12 with time still remaining, but Belmont's got to hurry. 72-60 as the #1 team in the league has flexed its muscle. A floater over to Johnson. He dribbles in for a closer shot and hits. Boy, what a player he is.
He's been good tonight. 11 for him in the game.
He does. 11 points. He's now in double figures along with Montgomery and Hanna and Davis. And a three buried on the other side.
Gonna need a bunch more of those if you're Belmont, but Johnson's been so good, efficient. Like I said, when he's in the game, it gets Dean off the ball. They're allowed to run some other plays for Dean. Two guards that can create off the dribble.
Will that open the floodgates for Lundblade, who hits his first of the night?
He's going to get another one up quick if he can.
Dean with some nifty ball handling outside of Davis. In and out, rebound Walker.
Davis came out of his corner. Should have stayed in that deep corner. That's where he makes them from.
There's Peebles. Where's he been? He was hot in the first half. He's back in there. There he is, Peebles. Yo! In and out, and a rebound Davis. Oh my goodness.
All around.
Twice it looked like. And now outside they rotate it to Dean, and he'll take it in. Oh, swatted away by Orm.
Yeah, shoot the three. Got a wide open look. Dean, if you're Dean, you made your last attempt. Sometimes a closer shot's not better, but still Bradley ball out of bounds as they sub in their starters. Looks like will be back on that court. Great job by their bench with Johnson, Thomas, and Dillon.
Boy, they do have a good bench. Johnson, Dillon, Thomas. This Bradley team is very good. The Valley really is a deep league. And you know who's been feeling it, and I like him a lot, Conzo Martin of Missouri State. I mean, he comes into the league, and that Missouri State team has had some struggles, and it is not easy to be a Valley opponent, especially on the road, but Bradley doing a fantastic job of it, and Dean hits the three. Oh my.
You see him elevate again. I thought I should have shot that last three. He made the previous one. It looked good doing it. So He is, that's the last thing you want if you're Belmont is for Dean to get going. Walker with a little pull-up. 11-point game, you're still well within striking distance right now if you're Belmont, but you've got to find ways to get stops and rebounds. They've struggled with both of those things here in the second half, and mostly because Bradley, as we see execution right there, has been really good on the offensive end.
Basket by Davis, 79-65 Bradley.
You know, one thing Bradley has is they have a number of players who were on the team together last year. Dean Montgomery wasn't here last year, but he was here 2 years ago, so he's played with Davis and Thomas and Dean. So they know each other, and their experience together has really paid off this year. Another bucket of transition. What Brian Wardle's done with his Bradley program the last 5 years, Tom, is college basketball has gone through a transition with NIL and transfer portal, and he's remained consistent, competing for championships. Great drive by Sharnowski. NCAA tournaments, winning a regular season championship a couple years ago, and obviously possibly going to be sitting alone at first right now. And so part of that's because he's found ways to keep his best players, whether it's this group here, last year with Levi and some of those players. But terrific job, of course, by Coach Wardle with this team.
Seconds of play, made an incredible, what looked like, he had his back to us, looked like a no-look pass that went for an assist. Then he turned, acknowledged the student section, sprinted down the floor, guarded the perimeter, tied up Sharnowski. I mean, he is everywhere.
Yeah, not to mention the couple threes he made about a minute before that.
I mean, that's a guy, and his point total now is up to 12.
Little baseline, they're trying to get him a three here again. Running him off a little baseline runner. They got to switch, so throw it inside and throw it back up, little fella, if you can.
Jonovic, and it gets away. Here's Witt. Walker back to Witt. On the attack, inside, Sharnowski, yes.
Sharnowski's been really good tonight. Coach Alexander takes a quick timeout. This will go to media. As the Braves down 14, going to talk about a little strategy. At this point, you got to get about everything right. Bradley with the chance to take a lead in this conference halfway through the season.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful.
Hi, this is Patayo. And this is Elsa. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. I really like the marinated chicken breast because the spice comes in at just the right moment.
Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. It's highlighting the flavors in the chicken. That's what really makes me happy. Are you gonna eat all your fries?
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
What the biggest companies deliver is an exceptional customer experience. What makes it possible is unmatched connectivity and 5G solutions from T-Mobile for Business. T-Mobile connects 100,000 Delta Airlines employees, powers Tractor Supply's stores nationwide with reliable 5G business internet, and partners with PGA of America on game-changing innovation. This is how business goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
And Doug.
You'll be back! Emus can't help people customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. You're just a flightless bird!
No, he's a dreamer, Frank.
And Doug.
Well, I'll be. That bird really did it.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Mr. Campbell, I remembered I left something in the bathroom. Deuces. Parker out.
There we go again. Swinging through the city so fast you can barely.
Gotcha!
Check out our next victim in his dummy costume.
Is my suit really that bad?
Ouch.
Taking off the mask, I know what you see.
Ah, nice of you to join us, Mr. Parker. See me after class.
Streaming this Wednesday.
The beautiful Belmont campus here in Nashville. The Arch Madness app, presented by Great Southern Bank, is the official app of the 2025 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament. The app has all the information you need to plan your trip to St. Louis, including the tournament schedule, tickets, hotel accommodations, and special events during Arch Madness. Log on to archmadness.com or download the Arch Madness app on your Android or iOS device right now. Checking the scoreboard, Belmont down by 14 here to Bradley. Northern Iowa leads Missouri State by 10 early second half. And their early second half, Illinois State leading Indiana State 51-49. Here it has been Bradley's second half. Montgomery guarded by Noyes. Just trying to work the clock and close this game out. Here is Christian Davis. He's grabbed by Witt. Davis is 2 points away from a career high of 21. And a timeout on the floor. Under 4 minutes, 3:58 to go. The Braves by 14.
Credit Union One offers everything you need to get the most out of your accounts every day. With digital banking, you can pay bills online, set up personalized budgeting tools, easily transfer money between accounts, and more. Plus, you can get paid up to 2 days sooner when you set up direct deposit. Get started at cu1.com.
This is ludicrous.
Ludicrous. All right, who called for ludicrous?
Sorry,
we went, this is ludicrous.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't tell ludicrous what's ludicrous. Ludicrous tells you what's ludicrous.
Okay.
Oh, that is ludicrous. You don't need me for this. Hang on. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Good thing you have State Farm. Just file a claim on the app or call us.
Guess I can go.
Don't you mean roll out?
No, I don't.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All I know is just live right now. Go ahead and tell your friends. Just as long as it feels like summer. I'ma come through for the vibe. Yeah, I'm down to slide. Just as long as it feels like summer. I'm turned up. Just chase the sun with you. So hit me with the light. We'll be all long as it feels like summer. Long as it feels like summer.
Bradley leading Belmont, and these are our players of the game. A presentation of State Farm, a proud partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Nearly a double-double for Carter Witt. He's a point away with 10 assists. On the Bradley side, Christian Davis, who is at the free throw line to try to add to 19 points, has had a heck of a game.
Career high 21, so he could get not a foul line to put on the ground, but also 9 rebounds for Davis, so a chance for a double-double and a career high in points. Would be a pretty good game.
It has been that. Montgomery for the Braves. Pull up. And the rebound, Belmont. They're going to have to hustle. Down by 14. Here's Noyes. Watch out for a three-point barrage as this one's battered away by Montgomery.
Going to need a bunch of them. I mean, the odds are obviously against you. There's plenty of time to do something, but in order to do something special, you need three-point makes and stops. Bradley's going to bleed the clock a little bit, although it's probably too early to just hold on to the ball until the end of the shot clock. Bradley goes to their zone, kind of spreads it out to take away threes. Belmont gets a good look from the foul line, but misses it. Let's see if Coach Wardle slows it down completely or tries to just continue to run his offense. And he called a set, so they're going to try to execute right away. And I never liked trying to slow it down too early because I thought guys got too passive.
Peebles able to get one to Witt. Walker, kick out, and Lundblade, or that was Peebles rather, that had it batted away, but they're able to keep it. It's Pierre to Witt. He'll take a long three and knock it in.
Davis with the big block. Witt with the double-double on the night as he knocks that shot down. 12 and 10. Bradley calls a timeout. It's what you need. You need threes. You need stops, preferably turnovers. But Belmont got what they needed with a deep three-point make. As we said, Carter Witt gets a little double-double on that big basket. Now, last time out, Coach Alexander called. They came out in a full-court press. Just a little trap out of it. And they look to me like they're going to double-team ball screens, and Bradley just hasn't really gotten any of them. But he's going to try to force the action a little bit. And no matter what, if you can get a stop, even if they run the clock down a little bit, and let's pretend you do make a three, it's an 8-point game with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. A lot has to go right still, but you got a chance. But you just can't make mistakes. You almost have to be perfect to give yourself a chance, which is what Bradley was at UIC a couple weeks ago when they were down, I believe, 7 with about 1:10 left, and won that game because they were almost perfect, and the UIC missed a free throw or two.
They won that one 61-60. We got two of the best coaches in the league right here. Brian Wardle against Casey Alexander. Here comes the pressure from Belmont. Try to get a steal, cause a disruption, but they get it into the front court.
They're continuing to trap. I don't think they'll foul now. Settle back in and see if they get another try. Go and trap again. Now don't foul. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now just square up and guard and get a big stop here.
They took him out of their set. Now here's Dean. He launches one, and getting the rebound is Davis. They play volleyball off the backboard, and it's out of bounds to Belmont.
Davis gets his double-double with that rebound. The Bradley coaching staff was not happy with Davis's putback. You get that offensive rebound, you kick it back out and run more clock. The clock is your best friend if you're Bradley, but great job by Belmont forcing a tough three, but you got to finish the possession with the rebound.
And Davis for Bradley. A double fist pump from Brian Wardle when that ball went off of Belmont. And now a foul is called, and 81-70, Bradley trying to close this out.
Only 16 fouls, so still ball out of bounds. Reset the shot clock to 20. I'd take the full 20 at this point if I'm Bradley. I think the Bradley coaching staff is communicating that to their team.
And they will bring it back out and do just that, bring the clock down. Dean and Walker going head-to-head. They switch. Pierre now guarding him. Shot clock at 5. It's Johnson with the pull-up, and Walker able to snare the rebound. 11-point game.
Need a three.
Witt quickly up the floor. Walker back to Witt. Tries to get around Dean, puts up a shot. It goes, and he's fouled. Well, there's your three right there. An opportunity to make it a three-point play.
More than one way to get a three. Minute 46, you start doing math if you're a coach. You try to decide, am I going to foul yet? If they run the clock all the way down, you're at minute 15. Even if you make this free throw, it's 8. That's 3 possessions at least. I'm going to guess Coach Alexander continues to trap and try to force a turnover. The key, of course, there is, Tom, don't foul late. You cannot give up an offensive rebound, because then you do have to foul.
He just brought Lundblade off the bench. So Lundblade comes in for Peebles.
A little bit of length defensively, and plus if you get a turnover, another three-point shooter.
The pressure coming.
Yep, here comes the trap.
Johnson fouled by Noyes.
Okay, so they do choose to foul. If they don't get a quick turnover early, they foul freshman. Johnson's had a terrific night tonight. On the season, Johnson is 36 for 50 from the foul line at 72%. But a 1-and-1, a little bit of pressure here from your freshman. Now, if you get a miss in your Belmont and you make a three, you really got a chance.
Jaquan Johnson makes the free throw for Bradley.
Johnson decides not to cooperate with that plan for the Bruins and makes a big three and knocked it down with plenty of confidence. Coach Wardle, let's see, they'll probably three-quarter court press a little bit, maybe drop back in their zone. Nope, no press and no zone. I was completely wrong on that one.
It's Witt. The bounce,
Kick it out.
Lundblade with the reverse layup. It's back to 8. Here's Davis, the trap in front of the Bradley bench. 3 defenders there, and a timeout called smartly by Brian Wardle to get him out of trouble.
Yeah, Davis not a ball handler per se, so he calls a timeout to get his ball handling roster in, which is Dean, Johnson, and Montgomery. All 3 very good ball handlers. That was a good finish by Lumbley, but I'm kicking that out. That 1 extra point, if he can kick it out, Noyes was wide open to 3. It does matter at this point, as we see Carter Witt.
Carter Witt with a career-high 11 assists. He has 15 points and 11 assists, not to mention 5 rebounds.
Belmont will definitely foul here, Tom. It's a matter of, do you want to trap once and then foul if you don't get, of course, a deflection on the inbound, or do you just want to foul right away? Bradley, Coach Wardle, they got a lot of really good free throw shooters in, but he'll have somebody specifically he wants to handle this ball. Duke Dean has made a lot of big free throws. He's made a lot of free throws, and he makes most of his free throws, so he's a guy that you're going to feel comfortable with the ball.
They got it into Hannah, then Johnson and Dean handling it away from the basket. Dean finds an open man underneath Davis. Blocked by Orm. And Belmont gets their stop. Now Witt floats ahead and had it taken away. It's up ahead to Davis. To Hannah for the throwdown. And that'll just about do in Belmont. They quickly move it back up. Witt to Walker. The miss up in the air. Rebound Witt. Why wouldn't he? Lundblade. That one is tapped back out and out of bounds to Bradley. And the Braves are feeling it now with 47.6 on the clock.
Witt in transition had a heck of a game. Just lost that ball with his left hand and obviously resulted in that dunk by Hannah. As you said, partner, probably the last chance right there. If he could have gotten the ball to a teammate and made a 3, it would have been 5 with 55 seconds left. But costly turnover by a guy who's played a great game. Credit Bradley, though. They come into a Curb Center, of course. Belmont hasn't lost at home in conference, and really just showed what has put them in first place, which is a complete game offensively and defensively. In addition to that, you get the bench production tonight with Johnson. In particular, Dillon made big shots. Dean, who struggled early, but kind of woke up and hit some big shots. And of course, Montgomery and Hannah have been solid all game. And so just a great performance by the Bradley Braves to take well, not take, because they're in first place. But if Belmont would have won, it would have been tied. So I keep saying take.
Well, it's a really great performance by Bradley. I mean, they're going to go to 17-3 overall, Dan. 8-1 in the Missouri Valley Conference. Who did they lose to, you ask? At Washington State early in the season, 91-74. They fell to Santa Clara. That was a game played in Las Vegas, 84-74. And their other loss was at home to Drake, 64-57, which kind of kick-started this run that they're on. This will be their 4th win in a row.
Yeah, the next game after that Drake game was the UIC game, where they did not play well. And the heroics late by Montgomery and Dean in particular, because they're the ones who made threes. Dean made the go-ahead 3 with, I don't know how much time was on the clock, just a couple seconds. So, as a coach, it's like, okay, if we would have lost that game, it's 2 in a row. Obviously, things are different. Not sure where we're at, but you win that game because guys step up and make huge plays. And then you go on this little run, and they're going to be heading back to Peoria feeling pretty good about where they're at. Not a full midpoint in the season. 9 games played by both of these teams. Of course, 10 will be the midpoint, but almost there and doing pretty well.
There's Walker with another free throw. This Bradley team returned 6 of their top 8 scorers from last season, and they are showing why they are a threat to be the #1 seed in the Valley. And who knows if they can make their way through Arch Madness. Not sure a lot of teams would want to play them. They score the ball, they defend, and they do it extremely well, night in, night out. The Bradley Braves have come into Nashville with a very impressive 89-77 win over Belmont.
Complete game by the Braves, 47% from the field offensively. Belmont 38%. Bradley's defensive field goal percentage for the conference year is 38%, which is number one. So they do their job on both ends. They rebound the ball well. And that's what gets them this impressive 12-point win to remain in first place alone.
And a big contingent of Bradley fans very happy behind the Bradley bench. You can probably catch up with them tonight on Broadway somewhere while they're celebrating here in Nashville.
I'm guessing they're happy about the game, happy about their visit to Nashville. They got a warm visit to Nashville, a 15-degree day.
That's right.
But it's still warm in Peoria.
For more NBC men's basketball action, join us Saturday when Northern Iowa travels to Terre Haute for a matchup with Indiana State. Coverage begins at noon Central, the Valley on ESPN. Casey Alexander will go back to the drawing board, a terrific coach and a very good team. Today they just met a better one in the Bradley Braves. They win it 89-77 for Coach Dan Muller and our Belmont Athletics production crew. I'm Tom Ackerman saying so long from Nashville. Again, the final, Bradley 89, Belmont 77. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. Thanks for watching tonight's contest. This has been a presentation of ESPN.